Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about the leverage effect. And I think the easiest way to kind of get our foot in the door with this is with a quick little scenario that I have devised for you. So this scenario, if we're using our imagination here, is a kid goes to a carnival and he has been given enough money to buy one throw at one game at the carnival. So he decides that he wants some of these little clear ducks on this step ladder here. And his mom says, okay, here, you can have enough money for one throw. So he decides to take his shot. And he takes that throw and he hits 2 cups. And the deal here with this carnival is each cup you knock over, you get 1 prize. So he gets 2 ducks for hitting those both. So now he goes back to the carnival the next day and he knows that he can get more of those ducks. He wants more of those ducks than he got the first time. So what he does, he decides to convince a couple of his friends before he goes. And he's like, hey, I know that they're giving out ducks to carnival and I know you guys want ducks. So I'll get you each a duck if you give me your throw. So he grabs his 4 friends, play the video here, and they go, you know what? We will do that. We'll take you up on that deal. So they pour out their 4 extra throws, and he begins to throw and ends up getting way more than just 2. He ends up getting all 10, which earns him all 10 of those ducks, which he is just ecstatic about. Piles those all into that basket of his, but then his friends, they were offered something. They were told they were going to get a duck, so he gives up for those ducks. But unlike the first day where he just made 2 ducks, now he has made 6. And this is what the leverage effect is. It's essentially an everybody wins situation, assuming that the person who's throwing actually hits the cups that he said he was going to hit. So 4 extra ducks than he would have gotten if he was just by himself, and everybody else gets a duck. So now that we know how to leverage your friends to help you get more prizes at the carnival, now we can see how we can do this in the business world. So say the people at the carnival have built these stands and they have a set amount of money to put into these stands and they know these stands will make a set of money out. So their set amount of money is their equity. That's that 500 euros they got to build this stand, just for some easy numbers here. And they're going to get a rate of return back of 100 euros, which is 20%. We'll need that number later. Now, they too also want to make a bit more than that initial 100, and they know that they can probably get some money from the bank in the form of a business loan. The bank says, you know what, we'll give you 1,000 euros. So their wallet goes up to 1,500, and they can construct 3 of these now. But as usual, the bank is going to take a cut. So they say, all right, we're going to need 5% interest. So after every time they make that 100 euros, they're going to have to pay 5% interest. We'll just say that's when the interest is due, after every night when they make that 100 or whatever. So now they can build 3, and we know that they have a rate of return of 100 each, so 20%, which is going to give them 300 euros. But they have to pay that 5% interest, which is going to be 50 euros. It's going to end up with 250. So it's still a pretty big increase from that initial 100 they were going to get. And they didn't lose anything. They already paid their interest. They have now made that 250. Great. Okay, so now that we know what leverage is, really quickly, I want to show everyone how to calculate the leverage effect size. This is a single number that you could take into a meeting and you could say, like, we're going to have this much leverage effect. So what you do is you take the rate of return minus your interest. So this is essentially going to give you how much money you're actually making, so after interest payments. And then you're going to take your liability divided by your equity. So this is how much more debt you have than initial money put in, and you're going to multiply those together. So that's going to be 20%, which is our rate of return from those businesses, those little shacks, minus the 5% interest. And we're going to multiply that by 1,000 in the liability, divided by the 500 initial investment in equity. And we're going to get a number of 30%. But what does this mean? So what this means is that we have a leverage effect of 30%. We're going to take that 30%, we're going to times it by our initial equity of 500, and we're going to get 150. We're going to take what we know from our first hut that we would have gotten just 100 flat if we had only done that. So then we're going to end up with 250 with that extra debt taken out. So we end up with that 250 once again. So once more in conclusion, if you have something that you can use to make something else, so money for a profit, you can take those things and you can make a profit. Or you can ask for more things, more skills, more goods to make more profit. And that is leverage factor.